Hi, welcome to another edition of Tool Tips with Tony the Tool Man. I'm Tony the Tool Man. We're here in the Tool Den here at North Coast Electric in Seattle. Today we got a special guest, Mark Fabian from Greenlee. Hi, Mark.
Tony, good morning.
Great, good to see you.
Good to see you.
So what do we have here? This is a shear, right?
This is the Greenlee Shear30T, and it is a new tool that we brought out this year for the cutting of strut and threaded rod.
Okay.
And it actually doesn't cut, it uses dies to shear the metal.
Okay, now why would that be important over cutting?
Well, the benefit of that is obviously we're not using any blades.
Okay.
There's no heat, there's no spark, there's no wasted product.
So let's talk about the cart here. It looks like a heavy duty cart. Does this come all in one unit?
Yes, it does, Tony. Everything you see here is included in the basic set.
Okay.
So you're getting the end rail, the guide rail, the casters, the pump, and it comes with, at the standard set, 2 dies. So you have your threaded rod, which is from 1/4 inch to 5/8 inch, and then your 1 5/8 inch shallow and deep die for cutting your unistrut.
So it uses the same die for both shallow and deep. Doesn't need to change it out.
Correct.
Great.
As an adder, if you are doing back-to-back, that is a separate die that can be ordered additionally, and we'll demo this in a little bit as well.
Okay, let's go ahead and look at some of the features of this shear. So it looks like we've got a control module here of some sort.
Tony, this is our pendant control system, which actually activates the shearing process. So it's just a simple on-off toggle switch.
Okay, you can store it right here. That's handy.
So here we have our end stop measuring system. So it works off our rail, and it allows you to set your predetermined end stop length. It measures back from the shear point of where the 2 dies meet. So if you're setting this at 18 inches, you're going to get a true 18-inch piece. 22 inches, likewise, there's no wasted product, so you're going to have exact length finishes. And you can tighten that and set that, and as you slide the material through, it hits that end stop. All you need to do at that point, pull the trigger, and you're ready to go.
Looks like a fantastic tool. Let's go ahead and take a look at this in action.
All right.
Wow, that is quick. That is quick.
So there you go. Now, once the process starts, you hold the trigger through, and it will automatically retract. So there's no issue there with having to reset anything. And as you can see, you get an extremely clean shear that requires very little, if any, deburring on that. So to change out the dies, it's really simple. We just have to pull out on this die holder right here, slide that up, pull out on the end stop, push out that die. Second one follows suit. Again, you insert, slide her in.
Great.
Perfect.
That's pretty easy.
Slide her in. So as you can see, it takes about 20 seconds to change out your dies.
The back-to-back though, this is not going to be an easy shear, I can tell you that much. All right, let's see it work.
There we go.
Back to back. Same thing again. Smooth. Actually, that looks like it's even smoother than the first cut, I think. Yeah, no burrs.
Very, very impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a shear that's taking place in about 3 seconds. And, the longest part of the process is just waiting for that ram to reset. And once it does, you can slide in and keep on shearing.
That looks great. Okay, so we've seen back to back, we've seen regular strut. How about all thread? Let's go ahead and see if we can get some all thread cut.
Absolutely.
So, I've thrown a little monkey wrench in the works here for you. I got galvanized 3/8 all thread. It's going to be tougher for you to thread. Let's go ahead and give this a shot and see how we work.
All right, here we go.
So now the real test. smooth as can be. That's a nice finish.
Nice.
So the Greenlee Shear 30T, heck of a machine here. We're talking about back-to-back strut, deep strut, shallow strut, all thread. Pretty much does it all. And apparently you got some more dies coming too.
We do. We have coming out in the new year, we're going to have a die that's dedicated to angle iron. So it will allow you to cut up to 2-inch angle iron, as well as some dedicated dies for rebar, up to 1-inch rebar.
Great. Adds more versatility. It's going to save you some money. Featured on Tool Tracks coming up here in February. That's been Tool Tips with Tony the Toolman. Remember, be good to your tools be good to you. See you next time.